Hello, my name is Emily Kroy from Crochet Creations. Welcome to my Knitting and Crochet podcast. This is episode 7. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if this is your first time. I like to talk about all things yarn, knitting, crochet, design, making, any new fun yarn goodies I have, things going on with my small business, Crochet Creations, anything like that. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love to have you here. Just a reminder, you can like and comment on this video to let me know you like this type of content, and you can subscribe and hit the bell notification if you want to see more content from me. I also have other vlogs and process videos, day in the life videos, product review type things on my channel. So if those are things you're also interested in, I would love to see you back again. I have videos coming out every Friday with occasional bonus videos other days of the week. A little bit about me. I am living in the South Bay area of California with my family right now. I have a young daughter named Georgia. She is 15 months, and my husband and I live here with her for my husband's job. So that's what we're doing. I love to crochet. I've been doing it since I was 9. I recently learned how to knit last year, just in 2021, and so I have so many projects to show you. Let's get into this. Okay, I'm still having gimbal problems. For some reason, when I'm filming podcasts, I have problems with my gimbal dying on me, even though during other videos I film, I don't have issues. So, not sure what's going on. But we will try to get through this, and if it is too much trouble, then you may see a change in the positioning as I figure something else out for my phone. But let's start with finished objects. First one, I have my Love Note sweater. Ah! It is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me show ya. Look at that beautiful, beautiful lace work. You can see I've got something on underneath. I have like a minty green color. I used Knit Picks Aloft, which is their mohair base, in the color Iceberg, and then I used Palette, which is a fingering weight base by Knit Picks, in the color Sagebrush. I just finished this. I completed it for the Love Note is in the Air knit along that myself and JS Threads are hosting over on Instagram. So if you don't know more about that, definitely look in the description and you can check out our Instagram profiles to learn more about that. This knit along is running from January 1st through February 14th, so you can have a love note just in time for Valentine's Day. So I finished this early. It just flew off my needles right at the very end. I was just wanting to get it done. I finished this. Super excited. There is still time to participate. Just make sure you complete your love note within the time frame and post about it on Instagram, and you can post as many whips or FO pictures as you want, and it's a new entry as long as you have finished your love note. Change of angle. We're doing the best we can with what we've got. Anyway, so I finished my love note a little bit ahead of time since it is only February 7th right now. So 1 week left at the time I'm filming this of the knit along, and so since I had more time, I decided to make another one for my daughter on my Stash Make 9 list, which I'll make sure to link up above. I wanted to make her a love note with some Caron X Pantone yarn that I've had in my stash for a while. I think it's been discontinued for a couple years now, but I wanted to use up this yarn, and I was worried I wouldn't have enough, but it was literally the perfect amount to make a sweater for her. And I will say that this is a weight 4 yarn, so a little bigger than what's called for in the pattern, so she can definitely grow into this. But ta-da! I finished it, and I didn't end up having enough yarn to fade exactly how I wanted to, but I really like how I did the fade with color blocking, really, but with just a couple stripes. I really love it. So I made the 1 to 2 year size, which is what she fits in now, and so this is a little bit bigger, as I said, and she'll grow into it. You will notice I have all the ends because I literally finished this today, and like podcast my rules, so even though I have ends to weave in, it's still a finished object because I know that I'm a little neurotic about weaving in ends. So I will definitely finish this within the next couple days. Just, I'll sit down watching a movie or something and weave an end. So it will be done. It is done, basically. It's an FO, okay? Believe me. Some beautiful colors. I think it's called Cranberry Meadow, and I'd already used one of the 5 colors already. And so they were just partial packages of the yarn. So I had 4 out of 5 of the colors, 2 skeins worth. I was able to make my love note for Georgia. I'm really happy with how it turned out. This is going to be so beautiful in the fall for her to wear. I'm really excited. And again, this flew off my needles. I was hoping to kind of space it out through the last couple weeks of the knit along, but I was really enjoying it and I was getting so close, and I really just wanted to be done with DPNs on the sleeves, so I just powered through and finished it. So I have this done, which is so exciting. Doesn't match me, but I think we would still look cute in a picture together, so I think I'm still planning on doing that. But yeah, so I have 2 love notes done since the last time I podcasted, which is so fun. And then I did an oopsie, and I had a finished object last podcast that I did not talk about because I had all sorts of technology issues. Our internet had gone down and I filmed on my phone, so I wasn't able to use my laptop in order to look up my show notes, and so I ended up forgetting something, which is fine. I'll bring it up now, but these are the Lavender Mittens by Woodland Stitchcraft. I pattern tested this for her. So cute, and they're a little bit ratty because Georgia literally wears them every single day, and she's not necessarily super careful with them, but she also wears them not just on our walks outside, but she'll ask to wear them inside sometimes too, which is really funny and cute. But yeah, so I made her some mittens. I used leftover Sorella yarn. It's a summer tonal yarn, worsted weight. It's called Golden Peach, I think, is her summer tonal that I used. So it's got some beautiful variation. So I was just using up the last bit of that in order to make this, since I had knit her hat over Christmas break. These are technically an FO from last time, but I forgot about it, so I'm talking about them now. Made the size 2 to 4 year, which is the size that fits Georgia best. I think that was the small size that Bonnie wrote in her pattern. And then, sorry, I have a gajillion FOs, so I've got a lot to get through, so I'm like trying to go. Okay. I have been doing quite a few custom orders. I have a farmer's market booth, the Cambrian Park Plaza farmer's market in San Jose that I go to a couple Saturdays a month, and I've been getting a surprising amount of custom orders, and I really love making custom orders because I know people are going to love it. I can make something exactly what they want, but I'm also getting kind of burned out because I just have so many design ideas in my mind I want to make, and so many things that other makers have designed that I want to make. I just don't really want to devote any more time to custom orders or to making things like that. So I think I'm phasing out of, sorry, you might hear my husband coughing in the background. He's homesick today, unfortunately. So he's coughing on the couch, poor guy. I'm feeling done with doing markets and custom orders, so I'm trying to wrap things up with that pretty soon. I have a custom order I finished, and again, I still have the ends to weave in, and I gotta like settle it down, kind of wet it down and whatnot. I might even re-sew this bow a little because it's not looking as even as I want. But this is a bow hat by Oi Oi Crochet. I tested this pattern originally for her, and I made a white one, and this customer bought the white one and immediately ordered a black one to be made. So this is the black one I've made her. Yeah, it's not quite even. I'm having a little bit of a hard time, so I'm going to undo that and probably re-sew that a little bit different, kind of rearrange it a little differently. This is the bow hat. It is super cute, honestly, but not my style at all. This is so cute, but not my style, so that's why I was selling the first one that I tested for Oi Oi Crochet, and now I have this one. Oh geez, my hair now. So yeah, this is a custom order. It'll be done. I just gotta sew in the ends. Oh man, yeah, it looks so crooked to me now, so I definitely am going to fix that. So probably today, just to be able to completely check that off the list, wrap it up, package it away for this customer. I don't have any other custom orders done right now, but I have a handful of things in my cubby right now that are in my queue to make, and people have been really good with their ordering. It's been really a blessing, and it's really interesting to make something different for everyone, and I've learned more what my timeline is of like what my capabilities are, so I can give them an accurate time, like, hey, I think I can have this ready by X date, is that okay with you? And they have been all really wonderful and supportive to work with, which has made it easier for me, and so I've been more confident in saying like, hey, this is where my time frame is. I know I can't pump this out right away. In the past I've done that, And I feel a lot better now that I can tell them, you know what, I'm not going to kill myself to make this order by next week. It'll be done when it gets done, and this is when it'll get done. They're okay with that. I'm okay with that. And I can kind of spread out my custom orders so that I'm not bombarded. But I do feel like I want to end that part of my business, phasing out of that, I think. But you'll see more things coming up, I think, in future podcasts, because I have more things to make. I've got a gajillion dishcloths, I feel like. Oh my goodness, so many things to share. I will start with my own pattern. So the Heartwarming Dishcloth set just came out, and I have got a dish towel with those hearts. And on the other side, it's like an XOXO pattern. And I've got a small dishcloth with the hearts. And then a small dishcloth with the XOXO kind of alternating, which is so fun. So I've got all of these are all included within the pattern set, the Heartwarming Dishcloth pattern. And they are on sale right now for 50% off up through Valentine's Day. So if you want to make yourself or someone you love the Heartwarming Dishcloth, then you totally can. I'll have those linked in the description. But I just came out with this pattern, I think February 2nd. It hasn't been out for super long, but I'm super excited about it. I think it's really fun that there are multiple motifs. This is the first time I've included multiple special stitch pattern motifs within my pattern set. And yeah, so you can have some fun seasonal kitchen decor, which is so fun. And you could even use these as like a face cloth or something, some self-love. I'm super happy about those. It's been fun. I have a couple other more seasonal dishcloth patterns out, and I hope to continue to add to that collection as a whole. I think St. Patrick's Day is coming up next, so I gotta get on that design. So those are done, and that is super fun. I also, speaking of Valentine's dishcloths, I also have a few that I made with some scrap yarn. Here we go. I've got all three here. This is the Valentine Dishcloth by Amy Sutherland of The Graceful Tangle, and she's got this pattern on her Ravelry, but in the description I linked her YouTube video, which is a free tutorial. You literally can just follow along, and that's what I did in order to make this design. It's nice and symmetrical, so once I did one or two, the others I could make without even thinking about it. It's a fun little design, some cute shaping, and like I said, great way to use up some scrap cotton yarn or for like a market this time of year. And so I made a handful of these to use up some yarn. If I didn't mention it before, I do have all links in the description that I can find. None of them are affiliate links, but just giving you more information if you are interested in any of the dyers, patterns, yarns, anything like that. And I tried to avoid Ravelry links just to make it more accessible, but sometimes that's unavoidable. So there may be Ravelry links down there, but you can tell if it's a Ravelry link because you can read it right there. And I'm trying to do other links if possible, if I can find them. You can check down there, and if there's anything that is not linked that you'd like to know about, you can just leave me a comment and I can let you know and update the description for everybody else. I have other dishcloths too, speaking of which, and this is actually going to be my own design. Don't have a name for it yet. It's a moss stitch on the diagonal dishcloth. I have a couple. I'm really loving the moss stitch. I've got my Cardamom Wrap pattern that is coming out this week. It should be coming out tomorrow if you're watching this right when this video comes out. I used some scrap yarn, and I could use just one small skein of like a sugar and cream cotton yarn, and I could make two of these. So it's just a fun detail, nice drape, honestly, because it's not too thick with the moss stitching. So yeah, perfect for a washcloth, for a dishcloth, etc., etc. I will be throwing this pattern up on my blog and probably have a really inexpensive PDF in my shops as well, but that is coming up soon. Super fun. I was going to name it like the Spring Cleaning Dishcloth or Spring Has Sprung Dishcloth, and clearly those aren't very inventive names because they're already taken on Ravelry. I don't want to add my pattern into a sea of other similarly named patterns, so I will brainstorm to see if I can come up with something a little bit more creative. But that will be coming soon, probably in March as well, or at the beginning of February. Maybe it'll be at the end of February because I'll have a little bit of a break before other patterns. Anyway, it's coming soon. So I have that pattern, and then I have another video coming out. It will be coming out a week after this video. It's the plan. It is a sock knitting vlog based on some yarn that I bought from Michaels. So if you are an avid sock knitter, you may or may not know that there are actually yarns that may be good for making socks at Michaels. You know, it's not just hand-dyed yarn. It's not just from your local yarn store. And so that's really nice to know that you have something maybe close at hand. And so I am trying 3 different yarns from Michaels that could potentially be good for sock yarn, whether they're labeled as sock yarn or could fit the bill. And so I'm making my pairs and comparing and contrasting, and we'll be talking about that in my sock making vlog next week, so keep an eye out for that. But I have 2 pairs done, so I'll show you them briefly because you'll see more in that video. But I used the Magic Heel sock pattern by the Autumn Acorn, and I modified it to fit a toddler / child size. So the pattern is only written for adult sizes, and so I changed the stitch counts based on some stitch counts I was looking at online for my toddler, and they fit, so that's a good sign. This pair, so basically it's a tube sock but with a special stitch pattern on the heel so that it can stretch over your heel. So super great beginning sock pattern, honestly, or for a kid that is growing. So this is Patons Kroy Sock FX yarn in copper colors. Super fun yarn. I really enjoyed working with this yarn. And it's pretty sturdy and stiff compared to Loops and Threads Perfect Pair yarn, which is also labeled as a sock yarn, which is a lot more sleek and elastic. Super fun. I have more of this yarn left over, which I'm excited about. I'll make myself a pair of socks too, so Georgia and I can match. So yeah, those are super cute. This is the colorway Secret Garden. And I have one other pair that I've started, and this leads us into our whips. All right, so whips. I have got the first sock started for my 3rd pair for this Michaels sock knitting vlog, and it's not sponsored or anything. It's just I had an idea. I thought it might be fun since I hadn't really explored sock yarns from Michaels yet. So that's what I'm doing. Clearly I'm not sponsored. I have like 60 subscribers. This is Loops and Threads Woolike in the colorway Rose, and it's definitely more of like a purpley mauvey color, but that's pretty accurate. It looks way different than it does online. The online color is way off in my opinion. It's definitely more purpley, but it's so soft. Oh my gosh, this would make a beautiful garment. So definitely going to be getting more of this yarn. We shall see if it works out well for a sock. But yeah, so that started. Massive skein of yarn. I'll have plenty left over to make something out of. Probably something for Georgia. Maybe a Moonglade dress because I don't have yarn picked out for that yet. But yeah, so I've had lots of quick socks on the needles in the works. I have other socks going on too that I'll show you. So if you were here last podcast, I talked about my apple socks, and I was thinking that I might frog one. A half finished object. It is a sock. Yay! It's not blocked or anything because I'm not quite sure I'm going to keep it. I might frog it. And I did. So it's in the process of being frogged. I'm pulling yarn from it. So you'll see I cut off the top. I had said that I was going to come back to right before I started the heel flap, or right before the heel turn and whatnot, to fix the gusset because there were too many stitches. I changed my mind. I am bailing on this sock. I just was not getting the right fit, and I tried a few times. Just forgetting about it. I'm going to keep the yarn because I don't have enough yarn unless I keep it. But I decided to just do a cuff down shorty sock. I have not worked on it very much. This has really been my work on it during church project. And since I'm wrangling a toddler, I can't get much done. But I have finished the gusset decreases, and now I am onto the foot of the sock, and it's looking a lot better on top. Got a nice cuff, but it's not too long, still pretty short. A normal sized heel flap. I love it. So I was just trying so hard to get this toe up shorty sock to work, and it just wasn't working out great. And I didn't like how the toe was shaped because now with more socks under my belt, I have a different preference for how I like my toe to be shaped. We just started over. It's fine. It's fine. So this is technically retrograde compared to what it was last time, but I am a lot happier with it, and it's causing me less stress. I really want to just get this sock done, move on, and I will try another toe-up sock some other time with a different yarn. I've just had this on my needles for so long that I'm just ready to be done with it. So, want to be done with it. I think I started in September maybe. So I need to finish this, and then I'll move on, try a toe-up sock with some other yarn. And hopefully it can be a less arduous process, and I can use what I've learned from this mistake and make a better toe-up sock for myself. Or for someone else, I suppose. But yeah, so that's where it's going. It's just going, but definitely fits better and makes me happier. And that's the way it should be. Another sock. Oh my goodness. I started a pair of crochet socks. Okay, on my Stash Make 9 list, which I already mentioned, and I am trying really hard to work on these Make 9 projects. I've got my regular Make 9 list, which my love note was on. I've got my Stash Make 9 list, which my daughter's love note, and then these socks were on. And then I've also got a gift Make 9 list of different gifts I want to make that just came out. So make sure to check out that video if you want any ideas for gifts to make for people that you love. Those are the things I want to make this year. I am leaving room mentally and physically to make other things too, but I do want to try to work on these other projects that I've had on my mind and to see them come to life. So I have a pair of crochet socks. It's the Jack and Jill socks by Snowdrop Creates, and this is in Yarn Nouveau's Kismet colorway. I don't think they're doing it anymore because I bought this yarn so long ago. It was the first skein of hand-dyed yarn I ever bought, I think, or one of the first, if not the first. So let me show you. They actually recommended within the pattern that I do the socks in tandem to help make sure my gauge is accurate. In my experience with crochet, especially crocheting a smaller item, that is a really good tip. With socks, I've seen it before too. My most recent pair of socks, one of them is bigger than the other, just slightly, but I wanted to do my best on this pattern, so I decided to do that. So I've got 2 half socks. This is the first one, and this is up until the increases. You can see that colorway. It's mint green. It's got all sorts of fun speckles, but definitely more dark green speckles. A little bit of like a warm red. So this is up until the increases, and it's 30 rows exactly for me, which is awesome. Great number. I love it. This is the other sock that I've been working on. I've got about 10 more rows before I start to increase. So I'm getting there. They're almost parallel now. So I've been working on one, switching to the other. The first little bit, I was cruising really fast. I've slowed down quite a bit. I've had other things on my mind I've wanted to work on, but I'm still working on these regularly, and I'm really looking forward to finishing a pair of crochet socks. And I would love to design a pair of crochet socks this year. So we shall see. This is kind of research, and I will probably scope out maybe 1 or 2 other crochet sock designs that I really like the look of and try them out and kind of see using my sock knowledge from knitting socks as well as starting to crochet socks and make my own pattern that will kind of combine the best of both worlds and hopefully help some people gain more confidence in crocheting socks and not be as intimidated by the math of it all or the geometry either. So yay! So fun. It's been exciting to have a couple different sock projects in my sock knitting bag to kind of rotate through. I should probably just kind of sit down and focus on one to make sure to get it done because I feel like I have a gajillion whips going on, but it is what it is. I have a pattern test. This is also by Woodland Stitchcraft, who made the lavender mittens. This is the Lovely Day wall hanging, and it doesn't look like too much. I made the little banner and the tassel. It's hard to see because of the black yarn, but everyone was doing white and making it all springy and bright, and that's really cute, but I kind of wanted to do something different, so I decided to pull from my stash. I pulled some black yarn. This is Red Heart Hygge Charm yarn, so it even got a little bit of a sparkle. You can see a little bit of sparkle. Oh yeah, you totally can. And I'm going to use some of my minis that I have. These are left over from my Cocoa socks. This is Treehouse Knits yarn, and it has a lot more moody colors. And so I thought it would be fun to use some of those to make some flowers to go on this. So that is the plan. This test is actually due, I think, tomorrow. So this is kind of my priority project today. I already knocked this out while Georgia this morning. And so probably after I do my podcast, I'm going to start working on a couple fun flowers. So yeah, just a fun, quick little make. And I do enjoy testing for Bonnie. She's got a really awesome style that I love. And last whip. I feel like I'm moving through these super fast because I've just got lots of small things. I don't have any big projects right now, so I kind of am in the mood to start another big project. Last small project, I've got a Musselburgh. I've been meaning to make this. I said Musselburgh. I meant Musselburgh. I'm trying to say it right. I've got a Musselburgh that I've been meaning to make for a long time. This yarn has been wound for forever. This is Woolberry Fiber Co. Very Woolberry. And it's like a super, super pale, warm pink color with all sorts of color of speckle. There's like a whole bunch on that side of the cake, and there's like none on this side, just how it wound up. But all sorts of colors of speckles. And I didn't necessarily like it as much as I thought I would when it came to me. But I liked it better caked up. And I do like it now that it's in a hat. Definitely not my preferred color, but it definitely fits in with my color palette, and I think it'll make a really cool hat that I will really love to wear. So this is how far I am now. This has been like my evening sitting in bed for like half an hour knitting. There it is. There's that awesome crown. I love it. And the speckles are really looking cool. It's almost like streaks, not speckles, which is really fun. Different than other yarn that I have. And totally random. There's definitely a gap here that should have some more color if I would, if I was painting it myself. But that's not how this works, huh? You just kind of roll with the punches when it comes to hand-dyed yarn. It will be unique in its own way and beautiful in that way. I am maybe 3 or 4 rows in after the increases. So I've just started the vanilla part where I'm just going to go. We shall see. I think most people, when they do have a fingering weight yarn and work on this hat, they've been able to finish in just the one skein. So we shall see. I'll keep an eye on it. I did measure my skein after the increases so I can kind of make sure that I'll have enough to decrease. If I have to make it like a little shorter or something, I don't see myself folding up like a double brim. I don't necessarily like the look of that as much, but I couldn't see myself wearing it slouchy if I have enough, space to make it slouchy. So we'll see kind of how it fits and how much yarn I have. I have it on US 3 needles, which I can't remember the millimeter. I'll make sure to put that down for you. So that's another project I've been really meaning to make. I was hoping to make it the end of last year, but ran out of time. Hopefully I can finish it before things start to warm up. It's still been cold in the morning here in California, like in the 40s, so definitely can use a hat. So we'll see if I finish it in time to wear it before it gets warm again. That's all my whips. I have lots of little projects going on, like I said, and I'm sure I'll have lots of FOs next podcast to show you. I definitely want to start working on a couple more longer term projects. Oh my gosh, I thought I had 0 acquisitions to show you, but I have one. Ooh, ah! Do I? Okay, I have double checked and I have not shown you this yarn yet. It is actually from Jessica JS Threads 14 for the Love Note Knit Along. One of the prizes will be a skein of this yarn. It's so pretty. It is so pretty. Inspired by Chocolate and Roses, Jessica dyed this up, which is so freaking cool. She did a dip dye to get this brown that fades up. You can even see it on the other side of the wrapper. This is like a really light tan, almondy color almost, with some bright red speckles. Super fun. I'm really excited for this. It's a 75/25. And she made sure to dye up a skein for me, which is so nice of her. I'm really grateful, and I definitely have some stitch markers headed her way. My contribution to the prize package for the Love Note Knit Along will be some handmade stitch markers, some of beads, and some of polymer clay, so that will be super fun. I'll make sure to pop up a picture of the prize package if I have a picture. I don't have the prize package completely finished right now. I have to finish the stitch markers, but if I have it finished by the time this video goes up, I will have a picture right there. So I got this yarn in the mail. This is the only yarn acquisition, new yarn goodie that I've got, but it's so beautiful and I have to find a perfect project to work on it. Of course I can make socks, but I'm thinking it would be fun to maybe do something else. So this was fun to receive, one of a kind, so special. I'm just really grateful for fiber friends like Jessica. So I got this skein. This is the only thing I've gotten. I will show you what I'm thinking of casting on next. Because, okay, I have a lot of projects, so I need to finish some projects before I start something else, but I think I'm just about ready to start my Find Your Fade shawl with this yarn from Sorella Yarn. So you might be seeing that soon. This will be such a fun fade. Oh, I love it. So yummy. So I'm thinking about starting this soon. I'm thinking about starting my cottagecore crop with this from Teeny Button. This is Wednesday in a Cafe. I think Mezzo Makes is doing a knit along, well, a make along with like a Mezzo Makes along, and so it'd be fun to use that for that. I'm not sure when that's happening though. I think it's at the end of February. A couple different things. I've got plenty of different socks, so I'll probably start another pair of socks soon. Maybe a fun pattern. I don't know. All sorts of fun yarny dreams to think of. So I have a few videos coming up soon. I've got the Michael's sock knitting vlog that will be coming up next Friday, so keep an eye out for that so you can learn more about different sock yarns that Michael's has and kind of decide if those yarns would work well for you or for what projects those would work well. And then I also have my Cardamom Wrap and Cardamom Earwarmer patterns are being released this Saturday, the day after this podcast comes out. And so I'll make sure to have those linked in the description if you're watching after this podcast comes live, so that you can make sure to head on over there. And I will have, of course, an introductory discount for the new pattern release, but also if you are part of my newsletter, then you will get a free coupon code to get the Cardamom Earwarmer for free as a PDF. And if you purchase the Cardamom Wrap, you will also get that coupon code. So there's a couple different ways you can get the Cardamom Earwarmers for free in sizes baby up through adult large. So you could literally make one for everybody, and a lot of my testers have been making them for literally everybody. They're super quick and super fun and nice and cozy, but also pretty lightweight because of the moss stitch pattern, and so they're not super thick and bulky, which is really nice. That double release is coming up really soon, and I'm so excited for that. If you've not watched the process vlog, part 1 from designing the Cardamom Wrap, I'll make sure to link that above, and I have the part 2 of that process vlog coming out as well this next week. So the first part of the vlog talks about the inspiration, the conception of the design, creating the swatches, designing, doing all the math, writing up the pattern, basically. And then the second part of this vlog that is coming out sometime next week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, that vlog will talk about the testing process, how I got ready for testers, how I made the pattern ready for testers, working with testers, finishing the pattern, publishing it, and sending it off into the world. It'll probably be a little bit shorter of a vlog because it's kind of a shorter process, but it'll be really cool to see kind of start to finish how this design came into life. And I feel like it's been around for a while because I finished in November, wanted it tested then, but it just wasn't a good time to find testers. So we're trying again, and I really hope that you love this design as much as I love it. It was so fun to make and such a fun way to use up some scraps and try your hand at a mohair or alpaca yarn. And so if you're a beginner, this is a perfect pattern for you. It's a great introduction to those fibers. So that's kind of what's going on. Lots of fun things that are coming up, and I hope to see you again soon for another video. Like I said, my schedule is kind of fallen to Fridays, so definitely come back here next Friday for another video, and I will see you next time. Bye.